Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Ninja the Ninja, and let's get started with Backlash. So guys, happy Backlash Day. This pay-per-view, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the pay-per-view. I didn't do my predictions last night for the pay-per-view because simply I feel like some of these are kind of guessable. Like you can kind of guess who's going to win and who's not going to win. So I'm not going to do no predictions for this one. I think it's going to be a pretty short show. It starts at 6 o'clock, so I feel like it's going to be pretty short. I feel like it's ending by like 9 o'clock. I feel it's going to probably even earlier, probably 8. Because I know half of everybody is going to watch it on ESPN2. And then the rest of the show is going to be on the Unlimited. So I'm pretty excited for this show. The only thing I am really excited for, I think Jacob and Roman's going to be a good match. And I think Trick and Sammy is going to have a good match. But everybody else's matches I really do not care for, and I hate that I don't, but I don't really care for them. But hopefully it's worth the 3-4 hours of me watching this. But after all that, let's get started with Backlash. Okay, y'all, the first match of the night, we had Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. And this match was a 10 out of 10 match until the very end. I did not like how they finished the match. I thought it could have been a little bit better. I felt like the ending was a little bit rushed. But after all that, you got the typical Austin Theory, Logan Paul. They try to get involved. Steph had a chair. He tried to stop it. But that ended up causing him a little bit of a distraction, and Braun Breaker ended up hitting his torpedo spear. That's what they're calling it now. And that finished off Steph. I really wasn't expecting this match to be as good as it did. I kind of expected that Braun was going to win, but not expecting it to be as good as it was. So, I don't know. Backlash might be good. Might be a good pay-per-view. I don't know. It makes you a little nervous when they have a good match straight out the gate, because then that means the possibility of the show being like bad is greater. But it was a good match. Okay, y'all. The next match of the night, we had Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams for the Men's United States Championship, and this was a good match. As expected, I thought this match was gonna be a good match, and it was. Right back and forth between Sammy and Trick. Little Yachty was also there, being in the corner of Trick Williams. He did get involved a little couple times with the Candy Cane Kendo that he had Friday, and it was a good match. I think this is probably second place. It wasn't as good as Steph's match, but it definitely is a good match. So yeah. I am excited to see where Trick is going to go next with this United States Championship. I hope he gets his one-on-one with Carmelo again, or Dragunov. I think that'd be good too. So y'all, the next match of the night, we had Danhausen and all the mini Danhausens as his mystery tag team partner versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. So this match was okay. It was a decent match. I'm not so crazy for this storyline, so I'm kind of glad. I hope this is kind of dying down. But it was very funny how Danhausen decided to clone himself from yesterday, and all the clones made mini Danhausens, which is funny. He used the same box he had when he debuted to make the clones of Danhausen. So, yeah. And after all that, the winner of the match was Danhausen and the mini Danhausens. So, it was an okay match. Like I said, I'm not really too crazy for this storyline, but it was a good match. Okay, y'all, the next match of the night, we had Io Sky versus Asuka. And this match was okay. A little quiet match, but definitely a good end to the storyline that it had with Kari. Only thing I wish Kari was a part of this. I wish WWE would at least bring her back just for this little moment and just let this thing ride out better than what it did. But at the end, Io Sky picked up the win, and at the end of the match, Io Sky and Asuka hugged it out. They gave each other their respect. And I'm gonna peep something at the end. Asuka was very emotional. Like, I don't know if she was playing this to the part, but it kind of gave a little bit of like retirement vibe. Like, she just not her usual self at the end of matches. But maybe they were just trying to, like, I don't know, keep it respectful some way. I don't know. It gave retirement vibe. I'm not saying this is a possibility, but that's what it seemed like. It felt like that for a little bit. But at the end, it was a good match. One probably the quietest matches of the night, but I enjoyed it. It was a good back and forth. Alright, y'all, we get a quick little segment with John Cena. Him announcing for the first time ever, it will be a John Cena classic. And basically, it is people from now, people in the future. That's including anybody from on the roster now to NXT, probably even lower than NXT, to go against in the John Cena Classic to get a shot at a championship that John said this is a brand new championship that will have his name on it. So this also means that this is going to be like a voting system. So it's like, depending on what the fans, now I'm going to say fans, they're going to ruin it. They're going to ruin it somehow. Based off the fans' demand and for the liking of a certain superstar, no matter who it is, they can win the John Cena Classic without even having to win a match. It's just based on popularity. I think this is a good thing. Only thing about it is WWE and TKO, I feel like they're going to screw this up. They're going to listen to what the money is going to, not what the really fans want. But John makes it very clear that he is all for this. It's all him, and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure this stays fair. So I'm hoping he is holding his word. And another big thing about his segment, he praised a lot of the new talent that came in, Javon Evans, Sol Ruka, and a lot of Obafemi. He really praised Obafemi, and I think John sees that Oba is going to be the next big man on campus. He's going to be the next big guy, and I'm so happy for Oba. He does deserve it. He has been a superstar since coming to the main roster, and I'm not just saying this for bias, because I like Oba, but I feel like you can just see it in everybody that people really love Oba. So I am very excited for this. I think it's going to be good, especially we're going to have a new tournament plus a new championship added. Now, I don't know if this is going to be like a defended championship, like it gets defended, or it's just like one person that wins it keeps it forever, and then the next year it's going to be a brand new person. So it was good. I think it was a good thing for this to happen, to get more excitement back into the company after all these hardships that's been going around. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good for the future. Okay, y'all, the last match of the night, we had Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Championship, and this match was a great match. One of the best matches of the night. It was worth the hype for a little bit. The only problem I had with this match, I felt like the ending was a little bit rushed. Roman ended up taking off the turnbuckle pad because Jacob had him in the Tongan death grip, and Roman went to throw Jacob in there. I just did not like how it looked. It looked rushed, because after he did that, he hit him with the spear, and Roman won the match. And so he retains his championship. He is still the champion. But at the end of the match, Jacob snaps and starts beating up Roman and putting Roman in the death grip once again and basically choking out Roman. And then he held up the championship. So this storyline is definitely not over. I can see it going on to SummerSlam. I know we have the Clash before SummerSlam, but honestly, so just being SummerSlam, this is a SummerSlam worthy match. So I hope to see this during SummerSlam and not at a random Clash at Italy, whatever they're going to. And I was honestly expecting the Usos to come out or Jacob and all them because they were making themselves really like included into this story. So I don't know, but that don't stop nothing. They could just be coming out later. But that was the end of Backlash 2026. So all in all, I'll give Backlash, I'll give it a 7. They had decent, good matches, some better than others, but my favorite match of the night, I think it was still Steph and Braun Breaker. Roman and Jacob are under there, and everybody else is follow suit. But yeah, this was a good pay-per-view. I was kind of at the beginning of the show kind of iffy about it, but this was a good pay-per-view. It turned out pretty nice, and I'm excited on what they're going to do on Monday and on Friday night. And hopefully we get more details about John Cena's tournament voting thing. Hopefully to get a little bit more details on how the voting works and just how this is going to turn out. You know, is it going to be like a pay-per-view thing, like he has his own thing, or it's going to be like, hey, at whatever, we're going to do this here Monday, we're going to do this all through the week basically. But yeah, I enjoyed this show. I enjoyed this a little bit better than the past couple pay-per-views we had, or PLEs, however you want to say it. But I want to say thank y'all for listening and watching, and we will be back on Monday for Monday Night Raw. So I want to thank you again, and be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends if you want to, and continue letting this channel flourish and get bigger. And once again, thank you, and for y'all to be blessed, love one another, and mental health